All right, guys, we are back for game numero tres, number 3, between these two amazing micro players. It's game 3 of the Great Northern StarCraft 2 1 vs 1 tournament. This is not even a final. This is just a round, like I think it's round number 4 maybe, between both these players. Arthur takes game number 1. Hwangsin takes game number 2. Of course, Arthur is going to be the yellow Protoss here, playing for Western Wolves on Neoplanet S towards the upper right side. And we have in the bottom left, playing for Quantic Gaming, evening up the series, not going to fall down 2-0 to Arthur. We have our red Protoss. It's going to be Hwangsin. Man, that game, that was like a 10-minute back and forth micro battle from both sides, and like no cybernetics core, and that just gives you guys an idea of like the focus that these players have. It's not like they forgot to research Warp Gate. It's just they're so in the moment that each player is focusing on getting units out. And Stalker against Stalker, you don't want to have Zealots against Stalkers, because Stalkers can just kite each other, or the Stalker can just kite the Zealot. So it was just a back and forth micro battle, and in the end, man, Hwangsin proved that he has better micro, at least in that game he did. Not by a lot, but he made it happen, and he tied up the series. So Hwangsin, actually, if you guys noticed, he was scouting around for some proxies. So he knows, he's like, I just cheesed you, bro. Maybe you're going to cheese me, but I'm going to scout out just to be a little bit safe. So very aware, map aware to be specific here from Hwangsin. Now Arthur is going the same exact build, double gas before cybernetics core. There's the core being started here for our yellow Protoss. Same thing going on for Hwangsin. We got the double gas coming up. We have the cybernetics core as well. So Neoplanet S, what kind of builds do you usually see on this map? You can see quite a good amount of robotics facility expands just because you have just a choke area to really deal with anything. And it's very easy to secure natural. You still see Stargate play. You can sometimes see, not a lot, but very rarely, and this can really be game-changing in a best-of series, just like a proxy Stargate with an Oracle. And, send in the Oracle towards your opponent's main base, have some gateway units to distract them at the natural base, and then all of a sudden, you look back in their main, and it's like, I have my Oracle, and it just got like 6 probe kills. And then it's very hard for that player to come back from that point on. But it doesn't look like it's going to be any Stargate just yet. Zealot will be able to spot this probe. Hwangsin wants to evacuate this probe as quickly as possible. Zealot gets 1 hit. Almost gets a 2nd hit, but Hwangsin will be able to get out of here as if he was never there. All right. Arthur is changing it up a little bit. He's going for the 2nd gateway, and I think he might be going for a 3rd gateway. So this is very similar to game number 1. Now, if Arthur's changing it up a little bit. If Hwangsin's doing the same build where he did in game number 1, which it doesn't look like it's going to be. Last time he did gateway, twilight, 2nd and 3rd gateway a little bit late, and his blink was started late as well. So this is going to be a little bit of a change-up. I think Hwangsin, the kind of build he's going for now, the fact that he's chrono boosting out these gateways, means he's going to have a lot of early pressure, and Arthur is chrono boosting out of 1 gateway. So technically, Hwangsin's going to have a little bit of an advantage when it comes to the Stalker count. Hwangsin's going to spot the the pylon. Almost gets the last hit to go ahead and kill off the Mothership core with only 17 hit points. Units count now for Hwangsin. We see 5 Stalkers to 2 Stalkers. Pylons still coming all across the map here for Arthur, so he wants to just put on the same exact pressure he did in game number 1. Warp Gate's going to finish for Arthur. Warp Gate's going to finish a little bit later. But the cool thing here for Hwangsin is he has more Stalkers. If he can just deny the 2nd warp in from Arthur and then get enough time to get his Warp Gate completed, he should be able to defend this. Here comes the pylon again from Arthur. 41 supply to 38. This is going to be, again, the battle of the Sentry with the micros. Of course, not the Sentry like this Sentry. I mean like Sentry like CENTURY Sentry. Units count for Arthur, 5 Stalkers, 1 Sentry, and a Mothership Core, 7 Stalkers, and a Mothership Core. Technically, Hwangsin should have more stuff to be able to do some damage here. And there's a Sentry here, so he can force field Phoenix comes in just to scout. Mothership Core comes in the main base as well. Ooh, Arthur. I think that was a mistake by Arthur. I think that has to have been miss hotkeys from the Korean Protoss, of course, the yellow Protoss. That's kind of weird. We're seeing, okay, I thought Arthur was actually just going to get some punking. There's DTs. Warping some sentries, too. And we're going to see another Phoenix come here for Arthur to do some more scouting. I think he feels this is going to be Dark Templars. But now we're going to see Hwangsin tech behind this, getting the Twilight, getting Blink, and getting a robotics facility. So he knows at this point he's pretty safe against a lot of the openings that Arthur's going for. He's going to have Blink to deal with Phoenix if that's the case, and he's going to have Immortals if he was actually dealing with Blink Stalkers, which is, in fact, what Arthur's going to be going for. And if you guys noticed, Arthur was setting up a little bit of a contain just so he can buy himself enough time to get the Nexus. So really good, just really good scouting from Arthur with the Phoenix play, with the hallucinated Phoenix, of course. And then really good counter play by Hwangsin, knowing that you're probably expanding, I can go straight down into my natural base. So he's actually going to start to put some pressure with this, and it looks like Arthur is actually going to spot this. Now, does Hwangsin have a proxy pylon anywhere on the map? Probe's going to make its way here. Blink is going to finish around the same time for both players. It's all going to come down to the Stalker count. We see 11 Stalkers from Hwangsin, 7 Stalkers from Arthur. Hwangsin knows his opponent's expanding, and there's no way he wants to let this come up. 57 supply to 53. Pylon coming up for Hwangsin. Nexus soon to finish for Arthur. This is going to be a very close moment for both these players. Again, it's going to come down to micro. That's all it's going to be. Both of them are going to have Blink. Both of them are going to have similar Stalker numbers. It's just all going to come down to the Blink control. And if Hwangsin doesn't kill him here, he might lose the game because his opponent's going to have a natural. Here we go. Hwangsin's going to show these Stalkers. Both players know that's a lot of Stalkers. We're probably both going to have Blink. So we're going to have to see this Blink control from both players. 65 supply to 65 supply. Hwangsin thinking, does he want to Blink to the main? That would not be a good choice because Arthur can just Blink right on top of it. And here we go. Units count. We see 17 Stalkers to 12 Stalkers. Hwangsin going to lose 1 Stalker. Now we're seeing an advantage still for Hwangsin. 16 to 12. And that's a big advantage. 65 supply to 71. Don't let the supply count fool you. Hwangsin going to Blink into the main base. Huge concave here for Hwangsin. And I think he's going to take this game, man. I mean, it's just all going to come down to the positioning. Really good Blink control here by Arthur, pulling back the weakened Stalkers again. But it's just, Arthur can't Blink on top of this. And Arthur has all these Time Warps all over his face. And Hwangsin blinking back the Stalkers. Units count from both sides. 18 Stalkers to 13 Stalkers. Blink control from both players is top-notch. Blinking again is going to be Hwangsin. Arthur is trying to hold on to this. If he can hold on to this, he's going to be in a very good position. And I think he might have enough Stalkers. 11 Stalkers for Hwangsin till 11 of Arthur. 48 supply to 52. I think Arthur is going to hold on. And the GG is called.